Forget rings, forget stats, forget the teammates. There's only one way to truly settle the greatest debate in basketball history. No help defense, no coaches, no excuses, just one-on-one until somebody breaks. 8 legends, 1 court. Who actually wins? Here are the rules. We take every legend in their absolute prime. First to 11, win by 2, make it take it. No double teams, no friends, nowhere to hide. This isn't about who won the most championships. It's about who you do not want to see waiting for you at center court. Alone, 8 names. The most lethal one-on-one killers the game has ever produced. The Skywalker, the Mamba, the Diesel, the Freak, the King, the Fundamentals, the Chef, and the Joker. Bracket set, let's run it. First up, the greatest scorer alive against the greatest shooter ever. But here's the problem for the Chef. One-on-one, there are no screens, no motion, no catch and shoot threes. Just the Skywalker draped all over him, taking his soul possession by possession. Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. Jordan advances easily. Next, the most skilled footwork the perimeter has ever seen versus the most fundamentally perfect big man of all time. On a real team, give me Duncan every time. But this is one-on-one. And the Mamba has every counter, every fadeaway, every dirty trick in the book. He talks his way through it, scores from everywhere, and sends an all-time great home. Kobe moves on. Now it gets scary. The most unstoppable force in history against the best passing big man ever. But who is Jokić passing to? Nobody. It's one-on-one. So it's just the Joker, trying to keep 330 pounds of prime diesel out of the paint. He can't. Nobody could. Shaq backs him down, dunks it in the next week, and barely breaks a sweat. Diesel advances, and here's the one that's going to start a war in my comments. The King against the Freak. 2 freight trains, but in a pure one-on-one, to a stop, I'm taking the longer, bouncier, fresher freight train. Giannis gets downhill on anybody, and there's no help waiting at the rim this time. In the upset of the round, the Freak sends the King home. Come fight me about it later. So our final 4 is set. Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, and Giannis. 2 assassins and 2 monsters. Now it gets personal. The semifinal everyone wanted. The master against the student who stole his entire game. And that's exactly the problem for Kobe. Jordan has seen every move because they're his moves. It's the most beautiful, brutal chess match you've ever seen. But the master always knows what's coming. Jordan by a basket to the final. On the other side, the Freak meets the wall. Giannis is the most unstoppable driver of his era, but every drive ends at the same place. A mountain named Shaquille. Giannis is strong. Shaq is stronger. And when the Diesel gets the ball back and goes to work, there is no answer. Shaq to the final. So this is it. The 2 scariest one-on-one players we've got left. The greatest of all time against the most physically dominant of all time. Skill versus force. And I already know you're not gonna like how this ends. Michael Jordan, 6'6", the most skilled, most competitive, most clutch player who ever lived. Shaquille O'Neal, 7'1", 330 pounds of prime, unguardable force. One-on-one, first to 11, win by 2. No help is coming for either one of them, and it's a war. Jordan hits everything. The fadeaway, the pull-up, the impossible double clutch. He gets his buckets, because of course he does. But every single time down the other end, Shaq just walks him under the rim and dunks. You can't stop it. You can't even slow it down. Skill keeps it close, but force never misses. And that's the brutal truth nobody wants to say out loud. In a real one-on-one, first to 11, No double team allowed? Prime Shaq is the most unfair matchup in the history of the sport. Not the best player, the best one-on-one player. There's a difference. Your champion is the Diesel. Think about it. Every rule that ever existed to stop Shaq was a team rule. Double him, foul him, hack a Shaq. Take all of that away, leave one man on an island against him, and it's not a fight. It's a demolition. One-on-one was the one game he could never lose. Now, maybe you think Jordan's a fraction too quick, too smart, too relentless to ever lose to anybody. Maybe you think his will alone wins it. And honestly, you might be right. That's what makes this the greatest debate there is. There's no scoreboard, just an argument that never, ever ends. So now is your turn. Who wins your one-on-one tournament? Did I rob Jordan? Is Kobe higher? Did I completely lose my mind putting Giannis over the king? Tell me in the comments, because I read every single one. And if you want the next basketball debate settled, subscribe to Good Basketball. One story every week. Real history, real stakes, real basketball.